As in teaching the other skills, the motivational strategies, which are important as the cognitive strategies for self-regulation, because it's about managing the whole person. Metacognition isn't simply about managing thinking, but also beliefs and emotions. So really important that students are taught this, because self-doubt, mood changes, even loss of interest over time is natural, even inevitable. So students need to be aware that this is likely to happen, but there are strategies they can use to prevent this from disrupting their effective learning over time and goal attainment. Let's look at some of them. Self-talk and visualization. Now we know top sportsmen and sportswomen use this a lot. Just watch them when they're in situations where they need to up their game. They're talking to themselves, they're visualizing, they're thinking about, I can do this, I've done it in the past, I can visualize the end. It creates emotional anchors and it gives us that kind of adrenaline push to maintain volition. Similarly, building some extrinsic rewards. There are additional things. Meet your goals, have a night out, do something you enjoy doing. It's all part of that process of good self-regulation. Reframe boring tasks. Yeah, boring may be boring, but by having a bit of a laugh, breaking the task up, giving yourself some rewards, all of these things linked together, helps you to get through the boredom. Life is often boring. We have to find ways to make it less boring and even pleasurable. Work together, share things, be cooperative in terms of sharing the problems, the challenges you're facing with learning, but also the strategies that are working for other people. Some of them may work for you. So there's a lot to be said for a bit of good cooperative learning. Get the environment right for you. That's a personal thing. What are you comfortable with? Do you like the light bright? Do you like music on? The cat in the room? It doesn't matter. Anything that gives you a bit of an uplift while you're learning can be useful. Obvious things that we all know: good sleep, eating well, exercise, having some fun. It uplifts us in various ways. Apparently, if you do weight training, it gives you a bit of a dopamine rush or adrenaline rush, endorphin rush. I'm not quite sure, but it makes you feel better. And having a laugh, we know that humour is good and uplifting. Maintaining positive beliefs. We looked at these earlier: growth mindset, self-efficacy. Let's have a more detailed look at how this works. Okay. There's your two figures there that reflect your fixed or your limiting beliefs and your growth mindset. Big point is, if you think you can, I think you can't, you're right. So a lot is to do with your attitude of mind, and that comes out of your beliefs. And beliefs are no more than perceptions, usually with a limited sell-by date, but we act as though they're concrete realities. I used to believe in Father Christmas and the Bogeyman because my parents told me that it was Father Christmas, and until I kind of had enough evidence to say, well, hold on a minute, don't think this is true, I had that belief, and that's the important thing. So many students have limiting beliefs, fixed mindsets, because of their experience in previous encounters with people. If they've been doing things and getting negative feedback and not having a growth mindset and not believing they're capable, then they're likely to stay in a situation where they're not being terribly successful at a particular activity. But beliefs can change, and what is a major change of beliefs is something that psychologists call cognitive dissonance, and that's when, in the context of education, that a student with limited beliefs is having direct experience that they can do it because they're actually learning and they can see that they're learning in the here and now situation. Hence, from an educational point of view, as teachers, get students to do tasks that take them beyond what they can do now, so they can experience improvement, which in turn will get them to think, well, hold on a minute, I didn't believe I could do that last week, but now I can. And this could be a quick and significant belief changer. And that's why mastery learning is a particularly effective approach in building both self-efficacy beliefs and a growth mindset, because it focuses on students meeting defined learning goals. Some might meet them quicker than others, but the point is all students who are improving and seeing that they're being successful, and that is based on their effort and the work that they're doing, and perhaps with support from the teacher, that's what gets students to develop better beliefs about learning. The last slide. Other experience that we can give students, the stories from our own experience, examples from around the world, all help. So does getting students to look back in their own lives where they have been successful at something, and to look at that and say, well, what made me successful? And to use that as a visualization, personal anchor. And teachable moments, they're always great for any learning, because if a student is suddenly learning something, being successful, getting that aha feeling that they understand it, that's a great time to reinforce the growth mindset, the self-efficacy beliefs, by saying, look, you're doing it, you can now do it, and you're doing it because of these reasons, that you're putting the effort in and you're using the right strategies. And the final thing is, beliefs are like light bulbs. Once they're on, they're on, unless someone switches them off. And if students switch on to a growth mindset, then it becomes their mindset.